Hello. In this video I'm going to show you how to use a very simple but powerful feature in Microsoft Excel, and that is the ability to name ranges and cells. So in this particular video I'm going to show you how to create named ranges and cells. I'm going to show you how to use those names in formulas. I'm going to show you how to edit names or potentially delete names with the name manager, and then I'm going to show you how to use a really interesting Excel function called the indirect function to add some versatility if you have some names within your worksheets. So I'm working with a very simple example here. I have first quarter produce sales. I have January, February, March, and then a total, and I have different produce items: apples, blueberries, pears, apricots, and oranges. Now, the idea of naming this range, so let's assume that I'm about to name these three cells apples. And if I've done that, then I can go anywhere I want, even on a different worksheet. And if I wanted to get the average apples, I could just simply use the average function, and then instead of specifying a cell address with a sheet name, I could simply type the name of the range, apples. And I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to start by naming these produce items. So I'm going to highlight the cells that I want to be named apples. Now notice I'm not including the total because that is a formula based on this data. Then once I have the cells selected, I'm going to go up into the name box and I'll type the name that I want to call this, apples. All right. Now, from now on, if anytime I want to refer to these three cells on this worksheet, the first quarter worksheet, I can simply refer to them by apples. I can also use names as a go-to. Once I have several names in here, in this case I just have one, all the names will show up if I click the drop-down list here, and I can go to that particular range by just selecting it. And I'll show you that when I get a couple of additional names here. So it goes to it and it highlights that particular range. All right, the next is blueberries here. So I've got blueberries highlighted, and I'm going to type blueberries just like I have it spelled here. Now when I try to do that, it will not let me. And the reason that it won't let me do that is because you can't include spaces in your named ranges. So I'm going to type blueberries without the space. Okay, we'll name this one pears. Name this one apricots. And we'll name this one oranges. I'm also going to name the grand total. I'm going to call it quarter one total, again without any spaces. Okay, now I've got all these cells named, and again, now that I have that, I go to the name box and I see all of them named here. So if I wanted to go to oranges, let me just give an example here. Let's assume I'm going to create another worksheet, which I am. I'm going to zoom in so that I can see what I'm doing here. My eyes are probably not as young as yours. Okay, and if I wanted to go to oranges, even on this worksheet here, I just click on it, and there I am. I've gone to oranges and selected it. Now I'm going to call this sheet that I just created summary. Now I'm going to show you how to use named ranges in formulas. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type the item. Okay, I'm going to type the sum. I'll type average. I'll type min, and I'll type max. All right, I'm going to type apples here. We'll start with apples. Now, to use a named range in a formula, I'm going to use the sum function, and instead of typing in first quarter exclamation point, whatever the cell addresses are, I just type apples. Close the parentheses, and there it is. I do the same thing with average. And let's do a min. And finally a max. So I've got some basic statistics. Perfect. Okay. Now let's assume in this case that I wanted pears next. Well, here we have a little bit of a problem because if I copy this down, it's not going to assume automatically that I mean pears. it's still going to be apples. That's one of the things to understand, is that when you use named ranges, those names represent an absolutely referenced cells. So apples always refers to first quarter worksheet cells B4 through D4. And as I copy it down or anywhere else, the apples stays apples. Okay, I'm really actually not interested in pairs at this point. What I really want to do is I kind of want to work with one at a time. And so instead of typing apples or having apples here, I'll go ahead and type pairs up here. Now you see the problem that I have, and this is where my indirect function is going to help me in just a second here. So I have to go in here and change apples to pairs, and now I get a different number. And again, change apples to pairs. Okay, and I'll just delete these for right now because we're going to find a better way to do this here in just a second. Okay, so before we do that, I want to show you how the name manager works. So let's go back to the first quarter data, and we have a problem with blueberries. The problem with blueberries is this is a complete typo altogether. These are not blueberries, these are blackberries. So I need to change the name to blackberries. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it as one word because, again, Excel doesn't like spaces in the named ranges names, and blackberries is more properly spelled that way anyway. The problem is, though, I don't have blackberries. I still have blueberries. So I want to now change the name of blueberries so that instead of referencing it as blueberries, it is actually blackberries. So I'm going to use the named range, name manager now, and change the name of blueberries to blackberries. So I find that in the formulas tab, and in the formulas tab I can go to name manager. Here I have all the names that I created: apples, apricots, blueberries, oranges, pears, and so on. Now blueberries is my issue in this case. I do want to point out really quickly here that I can actually make a name here. I don't have to use the little name box like I did before. You can create a name here and highlight the cells. You could also delete. If you accidentally spelled something wrong and you wanted to delete a name, didn't want it in the list anymore, you could delete it. Rather than deleting blueberries, because the cell addresses are correct, I'm just going to edit the name. So I'll click on edit, and instead of naming it blueberries, we'll change blue to black. Okay, so now I have blackberries. All right, so that's how we work with the name manager. Again, you can create named ranges here. You can edit names. You can also delete names. All right, I'm going to go back to my summary. And I just am going to put in here, just for fun here, I'm going to put in the total, the quarter total. And remember, I named that as well. And if you're unsure what you name something, this is really cool about the name box. You can just click the drop down list here, and yep, it's called quarter one total. So I don't want to do any formulas here. I just want to essentially bring in the value from the quarter one total. So I'll do equals, and I'll type quarter one total. And there it is. Okay, now I would like to know what percentage of the quarter total is pairs. So I'll just type in here percent of total. And I'll just take this one, divided by that one, and we end up with about 28%. Let's go ahead and format that as a percent. Okay. We're also going to format all of these as dollars and cents here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put my min back in here again, back to pairs, and my max. Okay, so at this point you've seen how to create names, you've seen how to use names in formulas. You can see that we can have a range, and if we have a range we have to use a function that uses a range like sum, average, min. We can also just simply refer to a particular cell. We've named one particular cell quarter total, and I brought it in and used that in a formula. Okay, so here's what I really want to do here. I want to be able to come here and I want to be able to type apples because I want to be able to do statistics for one produce item at a time. And when I type apples, I would like the sum, the average, the min, and the max all to reflect not pears, but apples. And if I change this to oranges, I would like this to reflect the total for oranges. Well, I can actually do that. And the way I do that is I use, as I mentioned a minute ago, the indirect function. And what the indirect function will allow me to do is refer to the text in a cell and treat it as a name in a formula. So let's go ahead and see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and edit this formula, and I have sum pairs. Well, I don't really want to sum pairs. I want to sum whatever is in cell A4. Now, if I just type A4, well, it won't work because A4 isn't a number. But I type in indirect, left parentheses, and then we'll just click on A4 here. Now, I want to be able to copy this over into the other cell, so I'm going to make this an absolute indirect. And you'll see how that becomes helpful here in a second. Okay, so sum indirect. And again, what the indirect does is takes text in a cell and treats it as if it is a word that you're typing in the formula, or in this case, as a named range. Okay, close the parentheses here correctly, and now we have oranges. Now, the other ones aren't fixed yet, but I'm going to type this and change it to apples, and notice my number changed. Okay, because I use the absolute reference here, I'm going to be able to copy this formula over, and of course it's not really going to give me what I want. It is all going to give me the sum. But it's easier for me, I think, just to edit the word sum instead of all this indirect $A4 here. So I'm going to go into average, and I'm just going to change sum to average. Go into min, change sum to min here. And change sum to max. Okay. So now all of these, sum indirect, average indirect, min indirect, max indirect, are all referring to whatever text, whatever word I have in cell A4. Well, let's go ahead and type it, change it to blackberries with the new name that I just created. And again, all my numbers change. So in this case, I can see that my percent of total for the first quarter of blackberries is 26%. Let's change this to apricots. Okay. All right, so you can see how easy it is to create names, to use names in formulas, to edit your names using the name manager, and that really powerful kind of a hidden function there, the indirect function that allows you to type in some text and use that text as a named range in a formula. All right, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider liking it. Please consider subscribing. And as I always like to say in my videos, I have step-by-step instructions and many more additional videos out on my website, luthermaddy.com. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.